Welcome back to the 801 Diaries podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Abby.
And I'm Dad.
Yay! Welcome, Dad.
We've been trying for months and months and months to get him on the podcast, and here he is.
Yay.
Here he is, the elusive Timo.
I had such a good experience from streaming to vinyl.
From vinyl to streaming, Storytime with Abby and Judy.
Yeah, that I thought, hey, why not make it a career?
Yeah, come to 801 Diaries.
Yeah.
We're so excited.
No, thanks
We're so excited.
Thanks for coming.
We're very excited to have you on today. We know that pop culture is not necessarily your cup of tea, but
really?
I would say pop culture is his cup of tea. Maybe not current pop culture.
Well, yeah, pop culture. I mean, even current is okay. It's just the endless Taylor Swift, Zac Efron. I'm not into that much.
But
I'm not into that level of detail.
But that is our entire personality. So
yeah. Well, that's the purpose of this one. So
this podcast, exactly.
Yes.
But I do have some pop trivia or some pop.
You have some pop culture today?
Let's get into it.
My turn. Well, Is it my turn?
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, start us out.
The Louvre was heisted.
The Louvre was heisted.
Have you guys heard the updates? Have you guys heard the updates?
Yeah, just today. Yeah,
just today. Well, first off, I know I'm so upset, but first of all, they hired Inspector Clouseau to do this with him in his fedora and his side eye. I can't get over it. I am obsessed with this.
It really is the most French thing ever.
Yeah,
the most French thing
it's
ever.
Exactly what you'd expect.
Yes.
First of all, you'd expect the way that it was broken into to be exactly the way you'd break into a French museum and steal $120 million worth of jewels.
Yep.
I mean, all they used was a
uninsured jewels.
A cherry picker and a cordless Ryobi, grinder, with a grinding wheel on it.
So funny.
Oh my gosh.
And then of course the cops in the Louvre Museum where they were stealing stuff just said, "Hey, we need to get everybody out of here. These guys are interfering with the theft." Anyway,
it's so perfect.
And then to go on and hire 100 investigators.
Yes.
Guys,
it really is
Inspector Clouseau out here being the face of the investigation. Like, what is he doing? Quite honestly, like
it's so good. They caught him.
Well,
unfortunately,
they caught people involved, unfortunately, at the airport, which they were able to hang around Paris for a whole week and just chill.
Well, they escaped on mopeds. You can't go that far on a moped. So, I mean,
but they were bound to be close. Go fairly far.
That is true. But this is the greatest thing that's happened in 2025 because I really didn't know that was still possible to heist a museum like that.
Yeah, you'd think especially the same place
Louvre.
where the Mona Lisa was.
Yeah, the Louvre.
I mean, we've all been there, and it's a packed hall. You've got the little Mona Lisa about this big on the wall behind all this. I don't even remember the jewels there.
No,
they must have been.
No one remembers. They were there. But they're uninsured.
Yeah, the French didn't care enough about the French crown jewels to insure them at all. Or maybe an alarm or something. I don't know.
Anything other than one singular CCTV cam footage, like
that was turned the wrong way.
I mean,
it's the perfect crime, and I really wish they would have gotten away because I feel like this has been a very healing moment for the world.
Yeah, I mean, you want to, you don't want to encourage theft but this one, no violence other than to the glass.
Yeah. It was a perfect crime.
Yeah, and they got away.
And it's so funny.
And that there's going to be a movie at some point here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ocean's 17 or something like that is in production, and it was brought up to George Clooney that they got to include this somehow.
Yeah.
Well, if it's not another Pink Panther movie, I'm just going to be upset. Like, Steve Martin, come on, like let's get on it because this is exactly what we live for.
Yeah, let me correct you a little bit. Steve Martin is not the Pink Panther. He's not Clouseau.
That is so true.
Peter Sellers is Clouseau.
Is Peter Sellers still with us?
Still with us?
I don't know that.
Because if he's not,
trivia, but
he's the original.
He's forever embedded in pop culture.
Yes.
If he's not, I think the heist people may be able to bring him back for it because they can pull off the impossible.
Yep.
And they're the people to bring him back to get us this movie that we desperately need.
Let me just say one of Peter Sellers' best jokes was when he's in that hotel at the front, checking into the hotel, and there's that cute little dog by him, and he goes, "Does your dog bite?" He asks the front desk clerk, and the clerk goes, "No." He reaches down, and the dog bites him, and he goes, "I thought you said your dog doesn't bite." And the clerk goes, "It's not my dog."
That's so funny. I need to rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time.
And he wants a room. I would like a room.
Yes.
So that's what I'm glad that this heist was able to, kind of validate every stereotype of the French detective culture.
Yes,
so it was good.
Well, it is exactly what we thought it was going to be, and exactly what we needed.
Yeah,
I love it.
And I love it. I'm here for it. I'm really sad they got caught at the airport.
I know. They thought everything through so well. So. I know. So where are they?
Who knows?
And is it them? Yeah. Who knows?
That's so true. I still don't think that investigator did anything. So I don't think it's that.
He had a nice photo op though, that should be the Time cover picture of the year. That man with his little hat and umbrella.
Yeah.
It kills me. Okay, so
that was my contribution though.
I think that's the most important thing going on in pop culture right now.
It is. And it's all I can talk about. I tell every single person I hang out with about this in great detail. And I've spent hours speaking about this because I can't get enough of it. And I think it's so funny. Hilarious.
It is so funny.
So it's
but feel free, discuss other pop culture items. I mean, if I can chime in, I'm happy to chime in.
There really hasn't been that much this week. It's been kind of a slow, quiet week.
But no SNL this weekend.
Yeah, there's no SNL.
We haven't had Dancing with the Stars yet since we have recorded. So,
except this week on Dancing with the Stars is Halloween week, and it is Andy's birthday. So Andy can't go home on his birthday. So everyone needs to vote for Andy.
But who's gonna go
Andy
home
Richter?
Instead? Oh, Danielle and Pasha.
I'm fine with Danielle and Pasha going home. Even though I guess this will come out after the episode.
We don't know who's going home. But, so
Danielle and Pasha, even though I do love Pasha. He's so nice.
I love.
Did you say Pasha. Andy Richter's probably going to go home this week?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I mean, the thing about that, at least my opinion, is he's not there because he's a dancer.
Yeah, I know, and that's why everyone loves him so much.
That's it. He's just there because he's just a guy, just trying to dance and do his thing, and he's kind of awkward and
which is what the show originally was. Yeah, and that's what the show originally was like absolute non-dancers coming on to Dancing with the Stars and learning how to dance.
Yeah.
They have so many actual dancers as contestants now that the competition isn't fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we love Andy so very much.
We love Andy. We're glad he's made it as far as he has. Hillary from Boston, she was out a while ago. She's still
she was
on Harry Jowsey's podcast this week.
She was on Harry Jowsey's podcast, yes. And she tried to shine some light into her name/birthplace debacle, and she's really just left everyone even more confused because she is Hillary from Boston. She's not Ilaria from Spain. Because we learned we don't say the H.
Yeah. Well, also we learned that in different cultures, you say your name differently. Her culture is Boston.
Her culture is Boston, America. Oh, that's so funny.
Spain, but whatever, it's fine.
But I wish her the best.
Oh man.
But yeah, I don't think there was much pop culture.
I don't think there was. It was pretty slow week. Just the Louvre, and that's
just the Louvre.
Oh wait, this is not super relevant pop culture, but we should discuss it. I watched Breaking Dawn today. Twilight
part 1 or 2.
Part 1. I watched it with people who had never seen it, and
had they seen the prior episodes up to Breaking Dawn?
Yes, they had seen the other ones, but it was their first time watching Breaking Dawn. That is a amazingly horrible movie. That's just
I've said this about every Twilight movie. It is the worst movie ever made. But in that, it is the best movie ever made. Like, it's so bad, it's so good.
Yeah. Have you watched the Twilight series recently, Dad?
Not recently. I did watch them with you girls when they came out, and I think we went to the theaters actually.
Yeah, we did.
That's probably the last time, other than midnight premieres. I was forced to watch part of it when I was ripping them to our Plex server. So
forced.
Well,
you got the opportunity.
Yeah, I guess I got the opportunity under duress to rip them.
They're so good. They are so good.
It was a cinematic masterpiece. I mean, there's just so much, but I need to just let people know I'm back in Twilight. I need to watch all of them now because this was eye-opening again. So I'll be back in my Twilight era this upcoming weeks.
1 second. I think your mic might have disconnected. You sound different.
Do I now? Does it sound better now?
No.
Because my mic is like on and working.
Tap on your mic. Maybe it just... I don't hear anything.
Can you hear me? I never hear when you tap though. Do you hear me? How is it sounding now?
Yeah, put it up close to your lips and then say something.
Okay. Hello?
Okay, I think it's fine.
Okay, I'll just hold it like this.
Yeah. Okay. I think you moved it when you were talking.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Probably.
Okay, back to the episode.
Yeah, back to the episode. But yeah, so I'm just going to be in my Twilight era again, and I'm really okay with it. So
well, it's that time of year. Once it starts getting cold and kind of spooky, that's when you whip out Twilight.
Yes.
And watch it every year.
Speaking of spooky, happy Halloween, everybody.
Yay!
It is Halloween Day. It is the day of Hallows Eve, right?
Yes.
Is that it?
All Hallows Eve, yeah.
All Hallows Eve, yes.
Yeah, so this is actually coming out on Halloween, which is so fun. We're having some Halloween parties tonight, and we'll see how they go.
Yes, Halloween is a big deal for us. We've kind of talked about this in previous years. I used to hate Halloween. Now it's one of my favorites. We go hard for Halloween. So
well, you're both throwing friend parties.
We are throwing friend parties.
We are throwing parties.
Yeah, we're just doing the hot dogs, the chili dogs, the sauerkraut dogs, and the
trick or treats.
Bowman donuts.
Those are so good. Those are
Bowman's donuts.
And,
I will say I'm missing donuts this year, like real bad. I could go for a good donut.
Yeah,
a good glazed donut.
Yeah, you can't get glazed donuts in Finland for sure, but even in Europe, they're just not the same.
Yeah,
and there's nothing like a good Bowman's character donut.
They're the best. So good. Yeah,
they're the best.
But yeah, it's Halloween. Very excited. Got some wild costumes coming out tonight.
Yes.
And then, so should we get into the topic for today? Because I don't have any more pop culture. Do you guys?
Nope, we're good. Let's go.
Okay, so to top off Spooky Month, we grew up hearing some mystical, magical, spooky, scary story times. Specifically, what we're calling this spooky scary story time with Timo. It really just rolls off the tongue. But when we were little, our dad would always tell spooky scary stories, like if we were camping or if we were at the cabin or if we, it's I feel like it's probably pretty common, but like it really impacted our souls as children.
Yes.
And so we kind of wanted to go through some of the spooky scary story time with Timo.
Yeah. So one major story that we were told, specifically when we were camping, we used to go camping up at Marsh Lake in the Uintas. If you're from Utah, you probably have heard of it. And along the way, while driving, we would pass a car that was on a hill. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time.
It was in like a kind of a ravine. Stuck on a mountain still.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like an old like 50s car or whatever. Like it's an old car.
So every time we went camping, we got to hear the tale of Mary Lou.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Well, what you're referring to, the story you're referring to is there's a vehicle that is up in a ravine up on a little plateau, and it's on your way up to the Uintas, north slope of the Uintas, and it's in a city. It's just before you get to Robertson. And as we were driving, we'd go up to Marsh Lake every year or two, and that was always something that was anticipated. You guys would be looking as we get up to this area that had these ravines, and you wanted to be the first one to see Mary Lou's car.
Yeah.
You're so excited to to see Mary Lou's car there. And I remember the first time I showed it to you guys, and I was anticipating this car because it's been there probably since the 50s. I mean, it's been there as long as I remember, and I've been going up there my whole life. But as I was anticipating you guys seeing it for your first time, I thought, hey, this is a good chance to tell a scary story about that car.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made up this story about Mary Lou, and I actually can't remember what the story was about. I just remember it was Mary Lou, and there was something about her being up on there, and she turned into a ghost and something. And honestly, I would forget. And then the next year we would be driving up there, and you'd say, "Tell us Mary Lou, tell us Mary Lou," and I can't remember what the story was, so I'd make up a new one, a new version of Mary Lou. So you guys actually probably got very differing versions of that story as time went on. And if I was to tell you the Mary Lou story now, I would have to make it up.
You'd have to remake it up. Yeah, I feel like I remember once I like kind of became conscious, like
yes.
understanding. I was like, I think the story is different. Like, I think the story is different. I feel like one time she was like stuck underneath the car or something. Like
she was stuck in it at one point.
In it.
Then it was on the plateau, and then it just randomly went off. And I really wanted to have you recant this story to get confirmation that said story was made up on the spot.
Every time.
Yeah, it was
because I remember like Abby said, when I kind of became conscious to the story, and I asked Mom, I was like, hey, why is this story different? And she goes, I don't know. I was like, is Dad making the story up? She goes, no, Dad knows the story really good. And so I'm at the ripe old age of 29 now, and I've been waiting.
Finally getting confirmation.
To get
there are remnants, or not remnants, but parts of the story that are related to other stories I've heard. One of them is about the girl in the road. That is a pretty common story, that you're driving up and you see this scary ghost lady in the road, or you pitch up the hitchhiker story where you come and pick up the hitchhiker girl and you take her and drop her off, and then you go to the diner and you talk about it, and the waitress says, "Oh, that girl was killed 4 years ago or 40 years ago," and she haunts this. I mean, that's so it had little pieces of that here and there.
Yeah, I feel like I remember there was always there was always her ghost on the mountain. Like if you look close enough, you can see her ghost on the mountain.
So we always tried to look really close.
Yeah.
Midday, we were always like really, really just
the sun is
shining
while you're staring at this little mountain.
But how would you come up with that kind of stuff? Like how, like on the spot, because you're an excellent storyteller as you make up stories on the spot, like truly excellent at it. So how would you, because I could never do that. Like, how would you do something like that?
Well, first of all, I appreciate the compliment about being truly excellent. Honestly, it's not too difficult to be truly excellent to your kids. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. But I don't know. I mean, you just tell stories. I mean, before I got married, I would go camping with a group of friends, and we'd always tell camping stories. And of course, I was a Boy Scout, so we heard a bunch of scary stories as a Boy Scout. But I've always enjoyed scary stories. I thought they were fun, and it was always kind of fun to read them. They're generally pretty short stories. You can tell within a couple of minutes and tell a scary story. And the other part of the scary stories that I really like is that as you're telling the story, you kind of lay out the whole event, and you do something like that.
And we
every time,
So
yeah, I swear.
That's always the fun part of being a dad.
I feel like I give that credit to why I'm such a jumpy person now, because we were always on edge. Always on edge.
I mean, that makes total sense, because we were always like, and the thing is, you would do it every story, and I never expected it. Never once did I expect it.
Well, we were so enthralled in the story and just wanting to know what was going to happen, and then we got scared. Good.
That's the plan. That's what dads do.
Yes,
it's part of our job.
A+, that's for sure.
But my favorite part about scary story time with Timo was at the end when he realized just how scared we were. That we were really so terrified. There was always a twist to the story about how there were beautiful butterflies, or it was a beautiful meadow with kitty cats. Like there's always a beautiful turn to the story.
I specifically remember when we were little, there's that, is it like the campfire stories? It's a book that we have up at the cabin. And we took that everywhere. It was always at the cabin. It was always when we weren't camping, whatever. And there's one specific story about Mr. Black. And this one I always remember the twist. This one and then the graveyard rats. Always like the twist of happiness reminds me every time. Because in the Mr. Black story, you know, the girl sneaks into his house, whatever, and she goes into his bathroom and he has like 4 different bathtubs filled with like blood and hair and bones and like all this kind of stuff. And it all of a sudden it became like butterflies and water and Dr. You know, because like by that point of the story we were always so scared. So it was always the like we gotta come back to meet these kids at a different level.
Well, I didn't want you guys too scared. I mean, you're little kids, so we don't want you terrified, but they were good stories.
They were good stories. Yeah, they're always fun to go back because we still have that book. Go back and read the book, and just all these memories of childhood come flooding back.
It's also funny because like I don't know, what was it, like we were not camping, we just went up to the cabin and we were reading these stories, and I think it was kind of the first time we had read some of them as an adult, so it was the first time we actually got to hear what was in the tubs or what was with the graveyard rats and stuff, you know, like it was the first time, and we're like, I don't know, we were mid-20s at that point, so it was like we're like, oh my gosh, everyone's like all getting spooked by the stories,
there were
and so are
butterflies in the tub.
What? That's so crazy, you know. And so it's kind of funny to look back at it, but yeah, it makes me chuckle.
Yeah, do you remember kind of the lore of that book, like where you got it or how it came to be?
Yeah, that book, and again, this is back long before the internet.
Yeah,
but I actually got that book, you know, in my early 20s when I was going up to the Uintas and camping. You know, so I mean, I liked reading the scary stories, but because I'd camp by myself most of the time, just by myself, and it was kind of funny to read
scary stories.
You would read yourself scary stories. That's an absolute never could happen. I get spooked watching anything kind of scary by myself in my own home.
But then it turned into when my friends would come up, we'd do that. Then it just worked out to have you kids get it. So that's it's an old book. I mean, it's not like you can just Google a scary story. Those were classics.
No, it's a Jones family classic for sure.
Yeah, it's deep in our lore. Okay, this is one I do have a question for you. So another legendary story that always came out whilst camping was Hiram the Bear, and you mentioned this one was like, and now maybe again, this was wee child Emily remembering this. I feel like you mentioned it was like a camp story you heard growing up when you were in Boy Scouts or something. Does Hiram the Bear have any Timo making it up to his children lore, or is that the same thing?
Well, yeah, what you're actually referring to, you're probably intermingling 2 stories.
Oh no.
There's the story of old Ephraim the Bear.
Maybe
that's the last grizzly in Utah. And then there's also the story of Hiram the Miner. And that's M-I-N-E-R, not O-R, minor.
So,
and those are actually 2 really good. Those are 2 really good stories because they're rooted in truth. You can go and see news articles in these stories, but those I heard probably the first time I heard that was as a Boy Scout, you know, when I'm 12 years old. And would hear the same story up at Camp Steiner or whatever our boys' camp was. But yeah, those are actually 2 pretty good stories. The old Ephraim one was not as supernatural as Hiram the Miner. But do you guys remember those?
I don't remember either.
I don't remember. I mean, obviously, I've mixed them up because I thought they were one story.
Hiram the Miner, I may not have. Because that's not a butterfly story. No, that one that doesn't end with butterflies. Yeah, I mean that goes up to a murder investigation up in Mirror Lake.
No way.
Yeah. So So I don't know if I ever actually told you guys that, but
yeah, because I don't remember those ones.
I don't
did you
remember
want to
that
hear
one.
them?
Yeah.
Did you guys
Yeah,
want to hear
Yeah,
do.
we want to hear them.
Yeah. Spooky scary story time with Timo.
All right, well, let's set the mood here.
Set the mood.
Yes.
Here, you like that. Okay.
Oh,
we got one.
One went out.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll first tell you the scary story of old Ephraim.
Okay.
And you got that?
Yeah.
You gonna play with fire?
Yeah. Oh. What was that?
What's going on?
Happened?
I'm glad we got our makeup light on.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so old Ephraim is actually a true story. It's about a bear that was the last grizzly bear in Utah. And he was a huge bear. I mean, he stood over 10 feet tall. He's like 1,200 pounds, and a big, huge grizzly bear up in northern Utah. He was up in the Logan Cache area, made his way down to the Uintas, but he would terrorize the farmers and the shepherders and all the cattlemen and everything. I mean, the ranchers would go up and they'd find just these big, huge cows just mutilated and half eaten, and so they were really trying to find this bear, get rid of him because he was causing so much damage to their herds. They'd set traps. They would do all kinds of hunts for him. The traps they'd find traps that were sprung with bear hair in them, but they never could get. It was like they were snapped. These traps were just snapped. So as they were trying to find this bear, there was a guy, I can't remember his name. It was like Frank Clark or something like that, and he was up camping one time and watching his herds and heard this rustling, and then heard one of his cows just start screaming and screeching. So he grabs his rifle and goes chasing down to where this is happening and finds this huge animal hovering over this bear, just tearing out and throwing up this meat and legs and arms and everything with the cow that he had. So he pulls out his rifle, and this is a high-powered rifle, aims, puts 5 shots directly into the bear. After the 5th shot, the bear turns around and looks at him and sees these big yellow eyes of the bear coming right at him. And so he's out of ammo. He doesn't have any more ammo. 5 shots with a high-powered rifle, and this bear just barely notices the last shot. The bear starts bounding toward him, and he doesn't know what to do, other than he does have a .38 revolver that he whips out, and he just starts shooting at the bear. As the bear comes to him and lunges, he's 10 feet up here. He goes up and shoots a pow, gets him right in the head between the eyes, and old Ephraim falls. And that was the end of old Ephraim. But they finally caught him, and they finally got him with a handgun right between the eyes. And that's an actual story that you can find in there. And that's
crazy.
That's a great story to tell around a fireplace.
Yeah.
Or a campfire, because you're out in the woods and you hear this rustling.
The rustling and the bears. That's crazy.
This other story is actually a real freaky story. This is about Hiram the miner. And this goes back to the early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s, somewhere around there, where they were doing a lot of mining for precious metals and stuff up in the Uinta Mountains. They were searching, and they had pretty good success of finding things. So you had all these caves and mine shafts and everything all around. Well, Hiram was actually a Scandinavian. He was from Denmark, I think, and he came to be a miner to help pay for his family, to get his family moved over here. And as he was up on this camp, and this is clear up in the Uintas, up by Mirror Lake area, he was up in a mine working with a bunch of miners, and the foreman of the miner had a wife, and his wife was there working too. But his wife kind of took a little attraction to Hiram. Hiram was good looking, Scandinavian, and would kind of flirt with Hiram, and Hiram wasn't really trying to flirt back or anything, but the foreman just did not like that. He was not excited about that. So what the foreman decided to do was to tell Hiram. He said, "I'm going to get Hiram. I'm going to get him." And so they went into one of the mine shafts and they planted a bunch of dynamite. They came out. They slammed down and nothing happened. It didn't blow up. Well, the protocol is you're supposed to wait 45 minutes before someone goes in to see what's going on. But the foreman said, "Hiram, you get in there and see what's going on and get this thing fixed." Well, Hiram didn't know what to say because he's going to lose his job if he said no. So he goes bounding in there, gets about 100 feet in, and boom, the thing blows up. And so the foreman's thinking, "Oh, that's awesome. That's great." All of the other workers go rushing in to try to find Hiram. And, there's a lot of other mine shafts out there, but they never find his body. What they did find is his right hand. They found his right hand sitting down in there, and they found a lot of blood and stuff. But other than that, they never found the rest of his body. So the foreman was excited. They go on, and a few weeks later, the workers were out. It was nighttime, and the foreman wasn't there, but the workers were out having their campfire and drinking their beer and all that kind of stuff. And they heard this rustling noise out around, and so they get their guns trying to find out what's going on and try to get to thinking it was an animal or something like that. And then they hear the foreman scream, and the foreman was in his tent a few hundred yards away, and they go running over to the foreman's tent, and inside the tent they find the foreman. He'd been murdered and sliced up. I mean, just sliced, blood everywhere inside this tent. Everything just a mess. And they also find that his right hand had been cut off. And so people started putting things together, one or two things together, and assumed that it was Hiram that had done that and that he had survived somehow, and he came back to get his right hand. So that legend was pervasive for several decades up in that area. And one of the scariest story, and again, this is you can probably Google it. I don't know. It was in the newspaper. Up at Mirror Lake, up at the campground, there was a young couple, teenagers that were driving late at night up to Mirror Lake. They were rather amorous, I guess, and so they went up there and they parked in the parking lot and were getting to know each other. And all of a sudden, they hear this screech going across the side of their car. They look down and they see this hook on a guy's arm coming all the way across their car up into the glass. I mean, they both just totally freak out. They both dive down into the floor well of their car, and they're just sitting there just waiting, not knowing what to do. And they were there for like 20, 30 minutes. They just hear this scratching going all the way around the car, all the way around the car. The guy finally is brave enough. He decides to go out and see what's going on. So he waited until the screeching was on the other side of his car. He jumps out, slams the door, and the girl's in there freaking out. And all the girl hears is she hears one grunt and then silence. And she was just petrified the entire time. And so she just decided she was just going to stay there. The doors were locked. She just wanted to stay in there and wait until sunrise. So she was just petrified the whole night, waited until sunrise. And as the sun started coming up, there's this kind of weird red glow coming into the car. It was just this weird sunrise color that was coming in. And as it got darker or lighter and lighter, it got kind of redder, darker and darker red. And as she could tell the sun was up far enough that she could see what was going out. She looks up and the entire windows were all covered with blood, just had seeped down over it. She freaks out. She goes jumping out of the car, runs out about 40 feet, turns around and just faints. When she came to, I guess the police had made it up there. Police worked her up, got her up, looked at the car, and hanging over the car from a tree was her boyfriend. He was hanging from his feet, and he had been flayed. His legs had been flayed, and the flesh was hanging down over him, and he had bled out all over the car. And they never solved that crime, never found out what had happened or anything with that.
That's real.
That's the legend of the Mirror Lake murder, and it connects back to the same time frame of when Hiram would have been alive and would have been around in that area. So that's why I never told you kids the Hiram stories, because that's a pretty scary story. But you can also think, there's a bunch of 12-year-old scouts sitting around a campfire hearing that story.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
I got chills so bad.
Oh, and the other thing I forgot. I forgot to do that.
Timo!
No, I knew it was coming too.
I didn't want to do it during the middle of the story.
I knew it was coming.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so that's the Hiram and the Ephraim. Those are the two. Maybe I did tell those to you. I think I told you Ephraim.
I think I've heard Ephraim. I think I've heard.
I've
never heard about anyone being filleted.
I feel like if you did tell us the Hiram story, I feel like I have a slight memory of the hook around the car. Like there's something about, but only that, not the fillet, the fillet. Just
there was a birthday party waiting outside of the car. Once he got out of the car, there was a birthday party.
Was happy.
I'm sure, honestly, I'm sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh.
Goodness.
That's insane. Oh man. Okay, those are some spooky, scary stories.
I'm significantly spooked.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell you as little kids those stories, but those are good stories.
Those are good stories.
And I've got a couple other Hiram stories, because there's quite a few good stories up in that area. And the thing that makes those stories more scary is because it's right here. It's not about. Even Mary Lou was scary because you would drive by her car.
Yeah.
And you could see. Yeah. Right
it was so real.
Yeah.
So
there.
Well, next time we're up at the cabin all together as a family, we'll have to have spooky,
scary story. Yeah, that would be really fun because, oh man, I'm so spooked. That was that Hiram story. That
is spooky.
Yeah, that's a scary one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Do you have any other stories you want to share with us today? Or
I think it's hard to top the flailed Hiram.
It really is. I can't. Okay, well, while we have you here, we might as well just ask you some of because last year we did Halloween favorites. So we're rapid fire. We're gonna ask some of your favorite Halloween things. Okay. What is your favorite Halloween candy?
Probably those Neapolitan Brock's candies that have coconut and then some nougat and then pink inside.
Okay. That's a crazy poll.
Any Gen Xer knows what I'm talking about.
I mean, I know exactly what they are.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, they're good.
I was not expecting
you could say Snickers or that kind of stuff, but they're so common.
Yeah.
But around Halloween, you occasionally get those types of candy.
The other one that's more fun candy.
The other one that's really good is the peanut butter kind of taffy ones that have actual piece of peanut butter inside the middle.
Yes, those are good.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah.
Those are really good. I like those a lot.
Do you guys remember when I would make you bring all your candy back and then just pick your best 10 and then I'd get everything else?
Yes. That was like the first betrayal, because we would go and hunt and slave for this candy, and then we only got to keep like 10 pieces.
Well, and that's when it was fun and you would do so much trick-or-treating.
Well, you never got to keep 10.
We got a lot of candy. Yeah, we got plenty.
But the intent there was for you to pick 10, and then I got to pick whatever I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember we would lay out all of our candy, and we each got to pick a piece. Everyone got to pick a piece because everyone got, and then Adam would have his pillowcase full. Yeah. Like that kid got so much candy. Yeah. I feel like kids don't trick or treat like this nowadays.
They don't,
and it makes me sad.
Yeah, it's all
they should.
Yeah. Because it is an experience. It's when we pulled out the scale to weigh Adam's pillowcase, you knew it was a good year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was.
Well, the fact that he needed a pillowcase.
And like actually needed it. Like it wasn't just a easy thing to keep your candy.
Yeah, it wasn't
that full.
It wasn't an Arctic Circle boo bucket or
no. McDonald's brought back boo buckets.
Oh, boo buckets.
Did
McDonald's
they really?
brought them back. I got one the other day. I now have a boo bucket and I'm so excited about it. So everyone go to McDonald's and get a boo bucket because they're so cute.
I love that. That's so fun. Do you have a favorite Halloween costume of your past?
Probably the pirate. I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures of me as a pirate, but I'll have to show them to you. That was a fun one. What happened is, since I was the youngest, I usually got the prior year costume because my mom would always make our costumes. We didn't go to, I mean, if we went to the store and bought a mask, which this pirate had, it was a mask. It was really cool.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like there's the old ghost where it's just a sheet and then cut out some eyes and you have boo written on here and that kind of stuff.
So good.
But that was probably my favorite.
How old do you think you were?
Oh, I was 5, 6, something like that.
That's so cute.
I remember. Actually, no, I know this pirate costume. You have a red bandana, and then like you had paint on your face, right?
Probably. Well, I think it was a mask. I think it was a mask.
Was it a mask? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I think I've seen pictures of this. That's a good one. What's your favorite Halloween activity? Are you carving pumpkins? What kind of Halloween thing?
I think when it comes to Halloween evening, the thing I look most forward to is the hot dogs, where I can put the Hormel chili on it, and then have another hot dog with sauerkraut, and then have another hot dog with just mustard, because that we don't eat like that usually. Yeah. And then you have some apple cider, and then a Bowman's donut, or just a really good glazed donut. Yeah, I'm not so much into the Krispy Kreme style, but a good, because I grew up back in Carmax in Bountiful, and they had really good donuts. So that's probably it.
That's good.
That's a good one.
Nothing reminds me of Halloween more than the smell of sauerkraut.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because we just don't ever have sauerkraut other than on Halloween.
Yeah, definitely.
Back in the days,
burned into my memory for that.
Yeah, back in the days, the sauerkraut was just in a can. You open it like a can of beans and you pour out the sauerkraut. But now they've got fresh sauerkraut. It's just refrigerated in a bag. Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay, and what is your favorite Halloween-ish movie? Spooky movie, any type of Halloween movie? Anything?
When I think about spooky movies, the first one that really scared me was Poltergeist. And I was a teenager. I mean, I think I was 16 when it came out. But that was a truly scary movie, especially when the guy starts tearing his face apart. The chicken leg that turns into maggots. I mean, because back then that was pretty out there.
Yeah. Well, and that was, what do they call it? Like real effects? Like it was not
CGI.
Yeah, it wasn't CGI. Yeah, whatever they call that.
These were practical.
It was practical effects. That's what it is. Yeah.
But I mean, I never got into the gore type movies, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Jason, all that kind of stuff, just because they were R-rated, and I didn't watch R-rated shows, but they were just that wasn't scary to me. The jump scares. But Poltergeist actually had some psychology around it, so I like that. And then honestly, when it comes to old movies, nothing can beat House on Haunted Hill.
So true.
With regards
so true.
And I'm talking about the Vincent Price version. Yep. Nothing, not any of the
classic, original black and white.
Because that's just such a cool. It's simple, It's a simple one. It's got a couple of twists and turns and a couple of gory, cool things that you think, man, they did that in the 40s, or that was cool. So that's probably where I'd land.
Yeah, we used to watch that every Halloween night. We would watch House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
It's a classic. Love that movie.
I think that's where last year, Abby, when we did our bracket, I think House on Haunted Hill was our top movie.
Probably.
I think it ended because it's just such a classic, and like it was always the best. Like we come in from trick or treating, we sit around, do our little candy piles and
exchange
or whatever, and exchange, and then we watch House on Haunted Hill, and that was always just like the best. And it was always so spooky, like that old lady when they turn the corner and she's just
that was great.
That was so good. And Vincent Price is just such an icon, like even just his voice, like it's so spooky. Like it just
scary movies,
it sets the mood so well. So
he did the Wax Museum one too.
He did House of Wax. That was another one we watched. He had a couple I feel like that we watched.
Yeah. And of course, he was on Brady Bunch Hawaii episode. That was pretty sweet.
And he is in Thriller. with Michael Jackson.
That is true. Yeah. There's so many good Vincent Price, the king of Halloween, if really when it comes down to it. But yeah. Well, thanks for answering our Halloween favorites because we always want to hear more from other people.
You bet, yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming on as well.
Yes.
My pleasure. It was fun. Glad I could get one jump out of you.
You did. You got me so good. And I was so ready for it too. Yeah. I knew it was going to happen.
I think I got you too, Em. So
you got me not quite as bad because you are on a Zoom, but it still was there. It was still there. So
got me. There. You got me.
I was still taken back for sure.
But thanks for the invite. I enjoyed it very much. It's always fun. So
always a blast. We'll have to have you back soon.
Great.
Cool.
Alrighty, well go. Yeah, go follow us on your preferred streaming platform and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on social media. It's just 801 Diaries podcast everywhere. And go watch the episode from Final to Streaming, Tuesday Time with Abby and Judy that has Timo. We talk all about crooners. It was a lot of fun.
So fun.
So much fun. And we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya. Bye, guys.
Bye.